guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm alongside Adamo to review the match that just finished moments ago at the Juventus Stadium. The match between Juventus and AC Milan, where the Bianconeri were victorious 1-0 thanks to a goal coming in from Dybala. And let's talk a bit about the game, guys, because first of all, when looking at Juventus and Milan on paper, you're expecting an exciting match, one full of action where the two teams will go at each other and so forth. But guys, that was far from it. Really embarrassing showing, I have to say, from both teams. More for Milan since they ended up on the losing side. And I have to say, by the way both teams were playing, Juventus did deserve the win in the end. I mean, you can't just go into a match like Milan and defend the whole time, knowing that you're playing against Juventus and you're going to sit back and submit to their chances. It's just not going to work like that. On the other hand, when you're countering, it's not working for you. And quite simply, we didn't go for it. What do you think, Adamo?
Well, I mean, I just want to start off by bringing in my dog over here. I think she has something to say after that 3-0 win prediction. So, Sky, what are your thoughts on this whole fixture? You know, you said it was going to be a 3-0 win, ended up being a 1-0 loss to Milan. So, you know, what do you have to say to the fans? No, well said. Well said. Anyways, now if you're asking me, I don't know what she was thinking, but you know, maybe you know she had some kind of plan going on. But either way, pretty dull fixture to be watching on this lovely Saturday evening, I believe. And you know, just didn't go too well for Milan. As you said, defending practically the whole match. First 10-15 minutes was exciting. You know, back and forth action, and then after that was just stop and go. It was like LA traffic, pretty much. So, you know, not a big fan of how that match went out. To be fair to Milan, they did defend well, pretty good the whole match, until they conceded the goal, of course, and, you know, a bit of a defensive lapse. But, you know, both teams didn't really do too well, but as you said, Juventus, the better of the two sides, and they obviously deserved the win today. Could have been an RUO penalty, but I don't think, you know, that would have made a huge impact. I think Juve would have pressed even harder if Milan did score then. And obviously, you know, Patrice Evra coming off early on, I think that was a huge advantage for Juve bringing in Alexandro because, you know, Chelsea was really dominating that right wing and Evra really wasn't up to the task, wasn't fit, wasn't making the right decision. So I think Allegri made a really good decision by taking him off early on and bringing in Alexandro, who was fantastic when he did come on and pretty much created that whole play for Dybala. So overall, Juve did deserve to win. Milan did defend well, but that midfield was lacking some strength, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. And I do believe that Evra actually came off due to an injury. I'm not quite sure about it. But yeah, definitely when Alexandro came in, you could just see the immediate impact he had on Juventus playing style. Now, the way that I saw Milan today was actually, as you said, very dull, very slow, monotonous, and that is, you can't just play like that when you're facing a side like Juventus. I mean, the way Milan was passing the ball, first of all, was not convincing. Second of all, you're not going to beat Juventus with that type of speed. And as you said, there's definitely something missing in that midfield, strength-wise, idea-wise, so much wrong that I saw in that game. And also some passes, maybe I would say 70% of the passes were either off or terrible controlling. As a matter of fact, I think Donnarumma controls the ball better than most of our players and has better decision making than most of our players. So it's just kind of sad to see, but who knows, maybe one day Mihajlovic will come out of the blue and, you know, punish someone, and who knows, maybe put Donnarumma up front. But all jokes aside, it was a terrible performance by Milan. You know, coming into this match, I was expecting something more. I know it was going to be a tough match against Juventus, especially playing away, but this was really the smallest expectation I had was the way that Milan approached this type of game, because I really thought that they were going to come out there and be different altogether, more as a team rather than being individual. A lot of times that's what I saw when we were going forward, and simply not being able to create. Now, Adamo, once again, speaking of chances, I think we saw only 2 shots on target for Milan. The first one came around the 70th 72nd minute, I believe, where Kushka literally missed the net by a bit, and Cherchi in the last minute or so where he actually tested Buffon, where Buffon was actually sitting down in the lawn chair enjoying his espresso for the entire game. What did you make of that? Why couldn't we create any chances and test Buffon all game round and not to wait until the end like that?
Well, I think there was a kind of lack of communication, a link missing between the midfield and the attack. Whenever Milan would win the ball, they just lob it up and nothing would happen. I was hearing the commentators say on ESPN that, the attackers were high pressing, but nobody else was. So it's kind of like they were wasting their energy for no reason. So, as if all three sides of the pitch, so the attack, the midfield, and the defense, all had a different game plan for some reason. And, today Bonaventura wasn't our best player. Usually he's our most consistent player. And, you can also forgive him for this performance, but he's usually the man that links the midfield to the attack. And with him missing today, not being at his best, there's nobody else stepping up, which is what you need if you want to be contending for the Champions League. You can't be relying on just one player. And I think that Milan really needed that spark, and they couldn't find it. Niang obviously tried to kind of make something happen. Cherchi was closed down very well by Alexandro. And, overall, that whole game was just not good by Milan, whether that be from the midfield or the attack. The only positive at all was somewhat from the defense until that goal by Dybala.
Yeah, definitely. No positives whatsoever there from the wingers, midfield, and so forth. I think the biggest positive we could take from this game is, once again, our defensive form. We've been doing very well, conceding less goals as a unit, and that was a major problem that we had for God knows how long. And slowly but surely, it seems like it's improving. The goals conceded are becoming less and less, but once again, it's up front right now. It's funny because one time you think up front it's working fine and the defense is not, and now it seems like it's completely shifted around. But that's Milan for you. There never seems to be a time where both units could come together and be good and get the result for Milan. But that's pretty much the match review, guys. Disappointing to say the least. This was a good chance to stay into that pack up front by beating Juventus. Now Juventus actually passes in the standings, but Milan will have to do well in the next games because they do have an easier schedule, technically speaking, on paper, and we have to take our chances and definitely win those matches. So guys, let us know what you thought about the match in the comments section below. Also, don't forget that you could send us your fan videos to Rossoneri TV. Just follow the link in the description box below. And don't forget to subscribe to Rossoneri TV to stay updated with everything AC Milan. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you guys later. This has been Gio and Adamo signing off from Rossoneri TV. And as always, Forza Milan!